I got to start recording. Since I had to reboot, I had to start recording again.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I didn't expect to, and I didn't hear anything from him. So
Yeah. So I know he's still around.
yeah. Let's see who else was.
Denise Bridges not joining.
No, she's probably working. She's a nurse.
Who is?
Denise.
Yeah, she might be. I'll send her a text.
She might be working, but
Yeah.
and let's see. I know Charles ain't going to join. He submitted images.
Oh, we did?
Freeman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
I didn't know he was still a member.
Probably is.
He paid his dues.
Oh, he did.
Oh, good.
Okay. That's like,
Who else did we have?
That's it.
That's it.
So Trish, how many people are coming to the Christmas party? Do you know?
Like, let's see, I have a list somewhere.
I mean,
Not many. I have Steve, Eric, Peter and Kim, John and Susie, Trish and Ratty, Robert and Denise so far.
And Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah.
Great, Ernie.
so is that what, like 10 or 11?
Yeah, yeah. Now we're going to see, Tim Kirkland is going to be at the Tobin event on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'll ask him to, who knows if he's going to be there. Oh, Denise is going to get online right now.
Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Jack, are you going to come to the Christmas party?
Yeah, Trish, I made a phone call to you. I don't know if you got the voicemail. Anyway, I knew you were in New York City and I thought, well, she's just busy having a great time there. But what I told you was I'm planning on coming by myself,
Oh, great.
but if my camper people call me and say, come up and get your camper, I
I
won't
did
make
get
it.
that. I did get that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot to write your name when I got home. I did get that, Jack.
Yeah,
I did.
they said it'll be ready after Thanksgiving. So my guess is the first or second week in December, I get to go get it. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. But you're
Yeah,
excellent.
about 14 months. Mhm.
Oh, is that all?
That's average. Yeah.
Oh, and Steve, don't forget to send me the list of assignments so I can get those out on the Facebook page.
oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, did we
It was-
decide
It
on
was
six?
kind of late last night when we signed off, so it was,
Yeah,
anyway.
Steve and I kind of sat around here until
10:30.
10:30. Susie
10:30.
was already in bed asleep by the time we got done.
Yeah, my wife was,
We're both sitting here going, oh, it's getting late. And I looked up, it's 10:30.
Yeah.
That's what we get for just shooting a bull.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do best.
one of the things we like to do best, yes.
So if nobody else is going to show up,
Well, Denise is, but
Yeah, Denise will be here any second.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's we got enough, I guess we got enough people to make a decision. Probably, let's see, there's at least a couple of them now. One, one who doesn't even know what Lions, well, he might know what Lions Field is. But, Ben, you've been to Lions Field, right? Ben,
Who?
Luna,
Ben? Yeah, Ben's been to Lionsfield.
Yeah, I
been
think
to Lions
so.
Field? Okay, never mind.
has anybody,
Can you hear me?
Because that's the first topic of discussion is, do we really want to go back to Lions Field?
I say we first check with Amanda if this is something she's gonna continue
Well, that's a good point.
before, yeah,
Say
we
that
can,
again?
we can decide now, but prior to letting, say, Lionsfield know that we're not interested any longer, I say we find out with Amanda where she stands, if she's gonna continue this.
You're in
Well,
charge,
did she
you're in charge,
indicate
you're in
that she
charge,
wasn't?
El Supremo, so you better do that.
All right,
Did she indicate that she wasn't?
no, but I just wanted a confirmation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Because one of us
Yeah.
does need to get back to Lions Field. They've been pestering me for weeks.
Yeah.
To give them the decision. So
Well,
they
then
can
if
take
we-
our date. and, you know, and put somebody else in there,
Right, right.
right?
And
Well,
we gotta
and they
decide
haven't
what
had
we're gonna
any
do with
income
everything in the closet.
from anybody either.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want
But-
people to come back because they get no income either.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's kind of holding them up in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Well, the only income they got from us was our dues.
Right, right. But
That used to be a lot when we had 35, 40 members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of
now
money.
you got 10, it's not very much. So it's like
Mhm.
but even when we
$70.
had all those, we were still paying them a
Yeah.
stipend for the use of it,
Yeah, we were.
plus membership.
I don't know.
yeah,
So it's just that, but the thing of it is if we tell them no, what are we gonna do with the stuff in the closet? I don't know what's,
Right.
except for the,
good question.
I mean, you've
Yes.
got all those scoring stuff that's in there, you've got the TV in there.
Do we even want the scoring stuff anymore?
I've got, well, the actual scoring machine, I still have. I have them here. Robert was
Mhm.
supposed to come pick them up, but he hasn't before I trash them. There is still stuff there. No, there's not scoring stuff in the closet. It is microphones and transmitters,
Well, and the TV.
speakers,
And the TV, yeah.
and the TV.
And the
So
TV cabinet and, yeah.
the cabinet,
Yeah.
yeah.
speaker stand, you get that speaker stand that's in there, and there's 3 or 4 boxes of just assorted junk.
And there may be some.
The
replacement
box
furniture.
of the,
I think there's sodas, there's
Yeah. so
water. I mean, there's all
plates
kinds
and
of stuff in there.
forks and-
There's a case of water,
Forks,
2
plates.
12-packs of Cokes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
Yeah, the
I
biggest
will-
deal probably is the TV, right?
Yes.
right.
Yes,
In that box.
in the box. And we could probably put that on
We could put that in Craigslist and sell it. I mean, honestly. it would
Craigslist
go-
or, yeah, what's it, other thing?
Offer it.
Offer up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Facebook.
using Facebook Market anymore because of their
Yeah.
spamming.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a new group
Yeah, I
called
bought my-
Offer Up.
I bought my pop-up trailer on Facebook Market.
Really?
But there's a whole bunch of spammers using it now. Gathering phone numbers, addresses, and other things.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Golly,
Wow.
it's depressing.
Mm-mm-mm.
Denise said she's getting ready to log on, but to go ahead and do whatever we want to do. So don't,
Well, we're
What
talking, what
about
else we gotta talk about? But so we gotta do assignments. We gotta get those out. We decided that we're gonna have assignments. We went with the 6 that Steve came up with, whatever they were. I don't remember.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get those out. Yeah, I just
I know where it is. Ain't no big deal.
didn't think about it.
Nobody
We
reads
don't
the
start till
website.
January anyway, so.
Right, that's
What?
true.
what did we decide on? Hi Denise.
I am sorry for being late.
All right,
You're
Denise,
That's all
fine,
right.
you're fine.
it's a nice background, Denise. Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So were you gonna talk about the assignments after or not? I didn't catch that.
Well, no, it was we threw out a bunch of lists of assignments and stuff. And Steve came up with a list and he sent it out to the guys that were on the email.
Oh.
And everybody said, yay, verily, let's do that. And I forgot what they were. I'd have to go back to the email and
There's,
see.
yeah, there's a whole, well, I sent a list. I made about 12 suggestions.
Yes.
And then I
Yes.
think Steve came up with like 6 he liked.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
I voted
yeah,
for
whatever,
those.
whatever those are, that's great.
And we
Yes.
all voted on those. So it's,
Blue and self-portrait, and I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, it was like hands, blue, self-portrait.
Hands was one.
easy stuff. Easy stuff. Something that we don't have to interpret.
Right.
Right.
you
yeah.
say
I
you
mean, it's
mailed
pretty
it out?
straightforward.
I didn't get it.
No, we haven't mailed it out yet.
Oh,
Which what we're talking about.
you still talking about it?
Yeah.
Just hang in there, Ernie. You'll get it.
That's
All
all.
right.
I haven't been putting anything in anyway.
The other thing is that assignments, we decided that we're gonna go back to January through June assignments and July through December is creative.
For creative.
So we're going back to
Yep.
do that.
That'll work.
Yeah, we didn't have any confusion when we did that, which is nice.
Yes.
In January, Peter's gonna take over Zoom.
I'll do that. Yep,
Um,
of course.
John's taking a break. I will show up for competitions,
Yep.
probably. That's about it.
I hope so.
course,
Oh.
the whole month of January, I'm going to be in Big Bend.
Nice. That's gonna be awesome.
I
But
know.
that's a print month, right?
Yes,
That's a print month.
Okay. Those
Good.
are, those are easy.
Yeah.
What else we got to talk about? Let's see.
I hope to, even though I'm going to be gone, I hope to get some prints out and give them to somebody to bring them in.
Definitely.
Yeah, we can do that.
Mhm.
Anybody, yeah, if anybody's gonna be out for print competition months, let us know if you want to just grab, send them,
Heads up.
send them in with one of us, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be out until what, October?
Mhm.
We'll be gone for almost a month in October, so, so it's kind of last week of September till the end of October.
hoorah.
I'll be here because that's when I work.
Okay, what else is on the list?
So
Jesters.
do a quick tour of, to get this Lions Field thing out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of people haven't voted.
Who hasn't voted? All those in favor of going back to Lions Field, raise your hand. Ben,
I'm gonna vote for it too,
It's okay.
because
you can.
I thought we would do the
education.
first
Education.
Thursdays at Lions Field.
We
And then-
could,
Education.
we could, but we've been doing them by Zoom and.
Yeah. I know, I realize that.
I mean, but
We don't get the intermingling that we would get on that first Thursday.
Yep, that's true.
And that,
Problem,
and that is
problem,
true.
problem is hardly anyone is showing up on Zoom. And that's a heck of a lot easier than traveling to Lions Field. And
Yep.
if it's any indication, I don't know if we'd get more people for the education night together in person.
Well, I think we need my thing I was gonna bring up is, let's just change the name of that. Do away with education night.
And
Right?
just call it
It's
social.
not education, so we just call it, it's a meeting,
Just, yeah.
our
okay.
first Thursday meeting.
Show and tell.
Yeah, or talk about photography
Yeah.
and anything else that's on your mind.
So Peter, did you get the idea talking to Lions Field people that if we don't let them know that they're gonna just give that room to someone else, or?
Yeah, they wanted a decision. They wanted the decision last week or the week before. And I kept putting them off. And so I need to get back to them and let them know whether we're going to do it or not.
What are we listing the TV for?
$12,000.
Been a lot of,
Sure, we'll go quickly at that part.
been a lot of appreciation since we bought that.
Oh,
we need
yeah.
to- Well, we need to find out what kind of TV it is. And Susie just said, is it a smart TV? I don't think it's a smart TV.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
So-
we really didn't need a smart TV. when we
Yeah,
bought
no,
it.
it's probably not gonna be very expensive.
Yeah, it's at least 4 years old, right? I mean,
Yeah.
More.
We could put it on the new patio.
Well, I want a smart TV.
Oh, she wants a smart TV.
yeah,
Well, let me know what y'all decide. I might just get it for mom.
Hey,
yeah, that's why I'm
There you
asking
go.
too. Yeah,
that's
Well,
perfect.
I vote to just give it to them.
Yes,
Just
Yeah.
get rid of it. I
Up
mean,
to
the whole thing of
everybody.
it is, we don't know what it's worth.
Yeah, it's probably worth a couple $100 at most.
yes.
And I
Yeah.
had the laptop, and the laptop, I can tell you right now, is probably not worth much either, because it's a 250 gigabyte hard drive and 8 megabyte of memory or something like that.
okay.
It won't even run Zoom. That's how
It
good.
won't run Zoom?
Wow.
Oh,
I have not been able to get it to run Zoom.
Okay.
I'm still using my own computer. So,
Crazy.
and it has Photoshop elements. It has Lightroom 5, I think, something like that, or Lightroom 6. I don't know. That's the only software that's on it.
Yeah.
Cool.
but it's an Asus. Not a bad little computer. I mean, it's pretty fast, but it's not, doesn't have a whole lot of stuff on it.
Can you Photoshop on it? Is it got
It
enough?
has elements on it.
No, I mean, does it have enough RAM to be able to, you know,
The RAM to do, probably not.
probably not.
I got 16 meg of memory on my computer and
Yeah.
it's bogging down.
Oh, wow. Man.
The new Photoshop and the new Lightroom have just, you can't run them both at the same time.
Well, before we get started, we're talking about computers. What do you do yours stuff on, John?
Laptop. It's an
No, but I
HP.
mean, what type? PC,
Yeah, PC.
make?
I
and
can't
model?
afford one of them Apple things. Those things are too expensive. I can buy 3 HPs for what you pay for one iMac.
Yeah, well, that's what I was checking out, but I can get more RAM by going to a PC than I can with my Apple,
Yes,
because I'm upgrading. And
that's why I'm still sticking with HP. I might change brands and I might go back to Asus. I don't know, or even Dell is getting pretty good, but Asus is probably the #1 on the market right now, and Lenovo and
Mhm.
what's the other one?
What do you mean Lenovo?
You what?
Lenovo?
Yeah,
Lenovo.
Lenovo. That's it. Yeah,
that's IBM, right?
that's IBM. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
right
so
now,
we're not going back to Lions Field. We've decided our 6 assignments. What else do we have to do before we get to photos?
No, we got the Christmas party. We already talked about that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, we know the right people are coming.
The Sunday's event, we got Sunday's event going. Was everybody put together for that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know about sitting up in the nosebleed section, but that's going to be.
You guys asked for cheap seats, so that's what I bought, cheap seats.
Oh, I know. No, I'm not complaining. I just.
Well, it sounds like it.
Oh,
No,
the
we
cheap
don't.
seats
No,
for
because
50
I
bucks?
thought we had,
Yeah,
when we
wow.
really talked about this the first time, we were talking about that we were going to be in the smaller auditorium.
I think they were originally.
Yeah, and
Oh,
now
they
now
moved
it's
it?
totally sold
Now
out and it's in the big
performance
auditorium.
room. But you know what? There's not a bad seat in the Tobin. There really isn't.
No,
No, there isn't.
it's all
It's
good.
not like the Majestic where you can get stuck behind a pillar or something, you know.
But we also talked
Sure,
about
I
the
mean,
possibility
Yeah.
of paying dues at the Christmas party.
Yes. I was
Is
gonna bring
That's a
that
good
to you,
idea.
Is Susie going to be there to accept dues
Yes,
and give receipts?
yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Susie,
She's also coming to the first competition in January because I'm going to be there and she needs to drive me. So
okay.
Is Susie taking credit cards too, or just cash or checks?
just cash your checks.
Okay, that's a good thing to remind everybody then. Make sure that you
Yeah.
bring cash or
Yeah.
How
check.
much are the fees? Say again?
You have to bring cash or a check to the Christmas
your
party to
dues,
pay your
For
dues.
next year's dues.
Yeah.
Whatever the dues are, what's the dues for individuals is what, $30?
$30, yeah.
Mhm.
Or you can mail it. You can mail it to
Well, you can
John's
mail it.
address
Yeah,
Yeah.
the check to Sue, yeah.
if you want to. Yeah, just write it.
It all goes in my pocket no matter where you send it.
Well, is that it? Are we ready to talk about photos?
Um,
One
I got-
more,
yeah,
Can
we
you
do
hear
one more thing that I've got to. Never mind, it just slipped my mind. There was something else, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. The next competition in December is going to be on December the 9th.
That's right.
The
Yes,
second Thursday, not the third Thursday,
right.
because that's Christmas and we're getting too close to Christmas. People are going to be leaving town. So we're going to do it on the 9th. So it
Yes.
means stuff has to be submitted and we're going to have judging on the 8th.
Not print.
Yes. Yeah, judging on the 8th.
No,
Yeah.
it was going to be
And it
print,
will
but
be
it's not going to be digital.
Comments on the 9th.
And it's going to be digital, right?
Yeah, it's going to be
Yes.
digital, yeah.
Yes, digital. Ordinarily, it would have been,
Mhm.
Yeah, normally it would be print, but we decided to be digital instead because
Yeah.
it's,
well, normally this year, which is not normal, but
No, it's not normal.
Well, plus,
Next year we go back to normal, January, February,
Right,
March.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
plus the Photoshop is probably gonna be busy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
Have
Yeah.
holiday people
Probably-
point.
coming in,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another reason why we're having it on the 9th.
yeah.
What's the deadline date for that?
The
Submission.
Submission.
Okay.
Sixth, yeah,
The
Gotta write
6th?
that down.
the sixth, yeah.
December 6th.
Submit by December.
Because judging is on the 7th and got to
Eighth.
give Ken at least a day to put it together. So.
Right.
Oh, there, okay. I got that on my calendar.
And you guys got to stop beating me.
Got to get out there and hustle, John.
No, I mean, most of the pictures that you guys saw from me, except my creative image, are all from 70 and 80,
Really?
and they were all filmed. But anyway,
Oh,
so you guys ready to go
That's
or
nice.
what?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Oh, one,
All right.
oh, can you hear me?
Whoa, what is it, Robert?
Ben? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead,
Oh,
Ben.
Ben,
I forgot to mention to you, Trish, I'd like to go to the Christmas party. So you can put my name down
excellent, Ben.
and make it for 2.
Ben.
Even better.
Okay, great.
And
Excellent.
when's the date again?
It is
Second.
the
Second,
2nd of
December
December.
2nd.
December 2nd, okay?
2nd of December, and it is at
Chester.
Chester's,
6 o'clock? Didn't we change it to 6?
pardon?
You guys wanted to get there at 6:30, but we can push it back to 6. I can tell the manager that. Is that okay? Start at 6?
Yeah, that's, so you want to turn it back, push it back to 6? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, we
I
can
thought
get
that's
there
what we
6.
I thought that's what we decided.
We had
Good thing you
decided
said that,
6:30
'cause I was
because we
gonna
thought
show up
people
at
might need the
7:30.
time to get there, but we can do whatever we want. I mean,
We can do
Yeah.
6. I'll push
Fine.
it back to 6.
And the
Okay.
location?
yes, it's at 1006 Northeast Loop 410.
Basically 410
It's
and
near
Broadway.
Broadway.
Broadway and Nacogdoches.
Close to the intersection. 410 Broadway.
Yeah,
And that's Chester's Burger or
that's
whatever.
right, Chester's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chester's Bad Burgers, yeah.
And the club will be picking up the tab. So let's make sure and send an email in case somebody has reservations.
No, I'm gonna send out emails for that and all the other stuff
Are we
Okay,
to bring
sometime
anything?
this weekend.
okay.
Are we to bring anything?
Mm,
No. Oh, one other thing, Peter,
think so.
just FYI for you.
Yeah.
What I did this time, and what probably needs to be done from now on, is when I send out the invites for Zoom, I didn't send them out until this morning.
I saw. Yeah.
And the reason being is because everybody loses them.
Yeah.
If I send it out on Sunday, they'd get 1,500 other emails, and so they don't know where that one is.
Can't find it.
I sent it out at 5:30 this morning because I was up at 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was really bothering me because I laid there at 3 o'clock going, I forgot to send out the email.
Yeah, when
So
I,
that's
when I
my-
do
that's
it,
my
I would like
excuse.
to do it twice. I would like to do it once a week before and then once the day of.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're in
Right.
charge, so you do it, man.
Right. So,
Let's see.
All right, here we go.
Wow. Here we
No,
go.
I got to move everybody around so I can get to my button here.
you're doing slides.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to hand them up and print them and hold them up or what?
No, I mean, just the viewing thing works good, but that's all right.
I know viewing works, but I like doing it this way because
Okay.
it's easier.
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
we don't need to run through them or nothing, right?
Oh, no, I don't think so. You want to go
Okay.
first, John?
Huh?
You want to go first?
Sure, what the heck?
Okay.
Um,
And then Peter?
what's the title of
The
this?
title is
third.
Wanna Race.
Want to race. Basically a car going down a road into some heavy snow and it's not in Texas. So, no, I like the image. It's kind of exactly, I mean, you show a nice straight run. So if you want to race, you go right down there. I don't know if it's got chains on it or snow, but the snow on the back of the car looks like he's been running pretty fast. Except where the exhaust comes out. So I like the bokeh of the trees on the side. I mean, if it's like a little bit sharper down the middle, it would be nicer, but the car is good and sharp. Other than that, I mean, it's a great picture. I think I know who made it.
Charles Freeman, score of 18.
Yeah, okay. Charles.
Yeah,
So it had to be in Colorado. Wasn't he in Colorado or someplace?
He's,
No, he was
all
in-
over the place. He's all over the
It
place.
could
I
be
know, he was
Texas.
in
He is,
Wyoming.
he's everywhere but home.
Yeah, it could be Texas from last
Could be
week.
Texas. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, you never know. Okay,
Take your best shot.
The champs win it.
Steve, is it?
oh, do you want me to take this?
Sure.
Okay, all right, well, this is clearly a football game and something good has happened because people are throwing confetti, so there's a story here. Although I don't see any players on the field right there in this image, but that's okay, you can still tell what's going on there. But I like the composition. You got the people down here in the lower right, and you got the field, and then you got the black sky with green and white confetti with some movement blur in it. You know, it's a nice kind of an action shot there. It's a celebration. Something good must have happened on the field, and the people are happy and throwing confetti and stuff like that. So there's a nice story and a nice feeling of, you know, excitement in this picture. I think it's very well done. Who's the maker?
Denise Bridges, score of 18.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I like the confetti and the vignette around it. The vignette around it really brings your focus into the center.
I
And
agree.
since the title is they won, I'm assuming, you know, the game's over with, so there are no players on the field. But
And over there in the back.
they're way.
So
in the-
Denise, can you tell us the story?
This was at a football game about 2 weeks ago, high school here in San Antonio. I'm not alumni from the school, but I was with someone who was. And the team was on a good winning streak, and this game was a big game. If they won, they were going to the playoffs, and they won. So this was a little celebration where someone was throwing confetti up in the air.
It's a nice-
It was not homecoming or something like that. I see the bunch of kids down there at the end zone.
No, on the right is the band in the center there by the goal post. That was the band.
Hmm.
And down on the ground is, it looks like some of the crew that were just walking around. The team was probably in the center. We were really around the 50-yard line, but you see I'm facing the end, the way I was positioned. So I didn't pick up the players. That's really where the excitement was at that time, was where the confetti was flying.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
love it.
capture of the confetti.
I agree.
It would be a wonderful photojournalism shot.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
I think this game was called, is dubbed the Salsa Bowl, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
it is indeed. It was a salsa bowl.
Yeah, that is Kennedy versus Memorial.
Yeah, yeah. That green is Kennedy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I wondered if that wasn't who that was.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's really great.
Denise, did you have a nice camera or did you just snap this with your iPhone or something?
No, I have a Nikon D3200. It's not a newer camera, but you know, that's what I grabbed it with.
So they allowed you to bring that into the stadium. In the old days. they
Yeah,
didn't
we
use
had to
lettuce.
use, I had to use a clear plastic bag, so I wasn't able to use my camera bag, and I only had one lens because of all the bulk and weight, so I
Mhm.
did the best I could with what I had.
You
Cool.
did great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a
Thank you.
terrific shot.
Thank you.
good job. Peter,
Snack time.
Well, this one, there's certainly a story here. I mean, just, you know, the guy is just so present in the front, you know, and I love that it was kind of like a little wide angle so that his hands are kind of bigger than even, you know, even they would be. if it was a normal lens. There's lots of commotion going on in the background, but it's kind of singled out. It's a little bit darker, so the guy kind of pops out. It's just really, really well handled, really interesting, well done, well composed shot. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, third place.
It's kind of, I like it kind of cool because it looks like he's with his fingers over the box and they're kind of wiggling around going, okay, what do I take first?
It looks like a pretzel, doesn't it?
He's
Yeah.
having
Yeah, I
a
think it is.
pretzel.
Yeah.
He is, he's having a pretzel.
Is that in the airport?
No, actually, this is in Bryant Park in New York City. And what's interesting about this shot is about maybe an hour before this, all Friday morning, it rained. I mean, just rained and rained and rained. And Bryant Park was filled with this, what they call the winter wonderland, with all these little shops and places to eat and blah, blah, blah. But everything is outdoors, including the tables. So we actually didn't end up eating there because the rain came. But this is sitting next to the skating rink that's in the park. And so there are actually people ice skating on the skating rink right in front of this guy. So I'm sitting at the edge of the skating rink and he was behind me and I turned around and shot that. I mean, he was literally right behind me at the table there. But this was the first bit of sun we'd had all day. So it's just that sitting out in the park.
Great shot, Trish.
Thank you.
That's cool. Very good.
Nice.
Definitely.
Did you ask for his permission to take the picture?
Pardon?
Did you ask for his permission? to
I did
take-
not. I did not. I was just kind of shooting all over the place of people and things, and I did not.
Right.
As a street photographer, you don't really have to ask. you
Right.
know.
Right.
If somebody notices that you're in the middle of taking pictures of them, then sometimes you might want to interact with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and with my phone, because everything I shot this past week was with my phone, it's really unobscure. I mean, it's just so subtle and I mean, everybody's got their phone up, everybody. So I don't think anybody notices.
Yeah,
Sneaky,
probably not.
sneaky.
Probably not. With a cell phone, you could just be blending in with the background and hardly anybody.
Right.
notices.
Right.
Okay, cool. Good image.
Thank you.
Shower and bath.
Somebody else take this one.
Hey, what was that?
All right, I'll take it.
I didn't
Shower
hear
and
the
a
title.
bath. Shower
and a
and a
bath.
bath.
All right.
All right. Okay, well, I think this is a really cool picture here. It's very, what's the right
Sorry.
word? Eye-catching. And you can.
Hang on. I gotta get this back on the,
Yeah, I would like to see it bigger.
well, somebody wanted in, so I had to click let them in. And now
Oh, I see.
it
No,
quit.
that's fair.
That's the problem with
all
Lightroom. It's the problem with Lightroom. Now I have to go screen back through the slides again to get to it, so. Hang on.
That's the only problem with the slideshow, John. That's all I was saying.
I understand that, but I don't like that DOS thing.
It's okay. You're
Come on, God dang it. And the problem of it is you can't use your mouse. You have to use your arrows, so.
You wanna acknowledge?
You should buy an iMac.
No, he shouldn't.
Seems to be getting stuck at 45 there. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right. All right. As I was saying, so this is really eye-catching. There's a lot going on here. It looks like this is a dove, it's the main subject. That wing is just really in sharp focus. The eye is almost in as much focus, and the eye of a dove is so interesting with the black, the orange, and the blue around it like that. So this dove looks like it's sitting on a bird bath, and I'm guessing that snow swirling around that kind of almost by it's almost a background unto itself, and it certainly helps blur out the background so that it doesn't distract from the main subject, which is obviously this dove. I'm not sure what that pole is. It looks like it's copper pole or something like that. I think that the image might be better without that, but of course you can't always choose what's in your photo and what you can't, what isn't in there. But I like the composition with the bird on the right, looking to the left. He's got plenty of room in the frame to look into. And it makes me wonder whether this bird is about to take off or was just stretching its wings or what it was doing. But this is a very compelling photo. Who is the maker?
John Kane, score of 18.
I love what looks to be I think it's water that's going around. Is that what that is, John?
It's
Is
a
that like
sprinkler.
yeah, sprinkler. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
just think it makes a super compelling background. I mean, it really adds to that photograph. And I'm assuming that this pole is like a hanger for the bird bath, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
The bird bath hangs off that copper rod. The
Yeah.
bird bath no longer exists because the people that cut my trees, or was it with the grandsons? I don't remember. Somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I just think it's really compelling
Female
too.
broke it. But just the fact that the doves, when I run the sprinkler, the doves love to land in the sprinkler and do this. And they like sitting on top of the bird bath because there's water there, and basically he's been flapping water upon himself, and he got his wings up, and I caught it just as he put his wings up to feel the shower from the sprinkler. And this is one of my favorite nature shots. So
Yeah, I love it.
But anyway, that's it.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, very nice.
I thought it would belong to pictorial because the fence in the background doesn't belong. It's, it's wood and all that kind of garbage. But so I made a pictorial picture instead of a nature picture. Anyway, okay.
Do you remember what your shutter speed was on this one, John?
No, but I could probably tell you if I look at it in Lightroom. It was with my 100 to 400 sitting on my back porch, on my deck.
Gotcha.
But it was probably, I'm going to say shutter speed's probably, it was during the daytime, and I'm sitting in probably ISO 400. I'm saying, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 of a second.
Really? That's slow, huh? You got a pretty sharp wing there.
So that's what I like about Fuji, man. You can shoot that slow.
Mhm.
And, I might be shooting at 200 millimeter lens, at 200 millimeter, but I'm shooting at 1/200th of a second at whatever it was, f4.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but I get real sharp images out of it.
Yeah, really nice. You want to take this next one, John?
I'm going there. Hang on.
Hill Country
Hang on.
Abandoned Factory.
There we go.
Hill Country Abandoned Factory.
I'll
Okay.
take this one. So, because I know who this one is, and he's not going to take it. This is kind of one of those optical illusion things. I looked at this several times going, this is not square. And then because you look at the rail across the top, it's not quite square, but you look at the sides are square. And I like the muted effect of it, the fact that he desaturates it in the way it's shown. Nice clear image, sharp out the door into the tree. It looks like it's either another building or a fence back there. But it's an excellent image, and I think the score shows that. So who's the maker?
Peter for the first place.
Very nice, Peter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's not, you see a desaturated picture, it's got to be Peter's. But
Yeah, and over sharpened. It's the kind of work that I like to do.
yeah, I know.
it's-
Where's it
It's
at?
it's from Elgin. Before my show, I usually walk around the neighborhood, and it's a small town, and this just happened to be one of the factories that was there, and I did the shot and liked it. So
It's very nice.
Cool.
They
Yeah.
do. Well, and it just draws the eye straight into it.
I did replace the sky.
And in the exterior image you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did replace the sky, right.
Yeah.
So,
It's really nice.
Which lens did you use, Peter?
Well done.
I bought a Tamron. I have a 26 to 70 millimeter 2.8.
Oh, really? Okay. you got pretty good depth of field on this one, was it?
Yeah. It's a great lens.
Okay,
Forever
Right.
Young.
all right. Well,
All right,
Peter,
I'll,
why
I'll
don't
take
you
this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, why don't you take it, Peter?
Okay, okay. Yeah, what a great action shot, and just really lit exceptionally well. I mean, look at the little light on the different boy's face, and just enough blur to the water to be able to show movement. There's really nice blacks in here and really nice whites without really blowing out anything. The background is kind of blurred. The guys on the right are nice and sharp. There's great reflections. It's just a wonderful capture of a nighttime city summer scene. Who's to make?
Robert Moreno, second place.
Nice
Very
going,
nice.
Robert.
Way to go,
Very
Robert.
nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
Really great. Those are the fountains at the Pearl, aren't they?
Yeah, the
Yes,
pearl.
ma'am.
that it is.
Yeah.
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 I took some pictures of that a few years ago. None of mine came out this good, right?
Mine either.
Well, I mean, the last time we were over there, because I think you were there, Steve, and I was there, maybe Peter and Jack, I think.
Yeah, and I could never find you guys.
Yeah, and there was nobody, there was a couple people playing in the fountain, but there was nobody there doing anything because it was kind of cool outside. So,
Yeah.
but it's a really cool fountain.
Yeah,
It's really
Right.
nice.
water
Well
just
done.
comes right up out of the ground. It looks like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a splash pad, I call it.
It's a great capture.
Mhm.
Well done.
Well done.
Contagious Laughter.
Okay, John, why don't you take this?
Yeah,
one?
I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do this.
We'll go back in order again.
Yeah, this is kind of a really cool image, and I love the look on the kid on the right. His eyes are just looking, and he's got this smile. Somebody's taking my picture, and I'm looking good. And the kid on the left is like,
This is looking good.
is like, what the heck are you taking my picture for? I'm pretty funny. So he starts laughing, and I like it the fact that I can't tell if he's laughing causing the other kid to smile, or the kid smiling is causing the other one to laugh. But it's a great image. Well captured, nice and good and sharp focus, both of them. And it's very well done. Who's the maker?
Tammy Ramsey, honorable mention.
Yeah. Very nice, Tammy.
Very nice. I love the way those boys are dressed.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I think
It looks like they're at a
probably
wedding or
one. Yeah,
something.
probably one of their weddings.
Yeah, looks like.
That's always-
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
really nice.
All right, where we got that?
Cliff Climber.
Oh,
We're out
okay.
of order again.
I can't take this one. Peter, better take it.
Okay, I'll do this one. Once again, the lighting really makes this. I mean,
Mhm.
you've got the figure climbing up the wall, but it's really all about the light again. The shadows on her just give enough excitement to make it a really good image. Captured it at the right pose, the leg up, the hand outstretched. You've got the rock going off to the right, which tells you how difficult it is climbing this. Blackness off to the left, kind of really defining the image. Nice long vertical to kind of accentuate the climb. Just very well handled. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, score of 18.
I agree.
Yeah. So this is my granddaughter when she was 6. She's 7 now, and this little climbing wall is in a playground. The ground is the ground is just off the bottom of the frame, and the top of the climbing wall is just above the top of the frame. So it's not a very big thing, but with the light and cropping off the top and the bottom, it gives you a sense that, who knows how tall this cliff might be.
Right.
But yeah, I really love it that she had her knee up there, her right knee up and foot up, and her right arm extended up.
And on her tippy toe.
Yeah, she is. She's on her tippy toes.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be great to be able to move like that again?
she's really good at climbing this wall. There are about 4 different, what do you call it when you have climbing
Foothold.
routes to take, yeah, routes. So they're like 4 different routes and she can do all of them.
Very
quickly.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Nice
it.
job, Steve.
Thank you.
Nice shot.
Sorry.
Okay, monochrome.
Alley cat.
You want to start again, John, and we'll just kind
Yeah,
of
I'll just start again.
go around?
It's a great sharp image of a cat. It just, to me, it looks kind of like it's like not quite off center, but I like the way the cat is positioned, laying down, legs going down that line, leading you down that line. And it's really sharp, and the whiskers, you can see them all. You can see the hairs in the ears. It's a beautiful image. My only thing I would like to see is at the bottom of where the foot is, maybe another 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of clearance below that foot.
Yeah.
So it's like it was cropped too tight, maybe. But other than that, it's fantastic image. Who's the maker?
Nice
Denise
kitty.
Bridges, score 17.
Well,
Yeah, you can see those eyes. Looks like the eyes are in focus, which of course is one of the
Yeah.
most important things when you're doing an animal portrait or a people portrait.
the thing of it is, it's and it almost, to me, I looked at it, I had to look at it a couple times when I was judging it. It's going, the eyes look like they're almost colored. There's that
They do, don't
off-white-
they?
that off-white
Like
color.
yellow.
It's almost yellow, but they're not. Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
work.
Nice
Good job,
cat.
Denise.
Tombstone Graveyard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is certainly an imaginative, unique picture here. This looks like a tongue depressor sticking out of the ground here, but it's, kind of a big tongue depressor. Here lies Lester Moore. Anyway, so, this is kind of looks like an old West, like maybe Boot Hill, where all the people that got killed in the shootout are all buried with stones on top. And then there's a couple more of those headstones back there that look like tongue depressors. Anyway, so it's a rocky, dry desert sort of area. So it kind of gives you that kind of a mood of it's just lonely and sad. And then there's anyway, so I mean, it's a cemetery too. So it's those are kind of lonely and sad. So I think the effect, I think it's very effective at evoking that kind of a mood. So I think it's a very effective photograph. So who's the maker?
John Kane, score of 18.
And it is in Boot Hill,
Oh, is it
in
really?
Tombstone, Arizona. Yes.
I think
Oh,
it looks like it might be Tombstone. Yeah.
And that is a real headstone.
cool.
I have several of them that I took that you see all the time. And in fact, if you go up to Bernie and you go out to that, what's that Western place out there? I don't know. It's one of those little
Oh, that,
Comfort.
something ranch or whatever, the movie set thing that's up outside of Bernie. They have a replica of this along the wall. And a lot of the tombstones that they have replicated are coming from Tombstone, Arizona. And this is, the only reason I like this one is because the saying on it,
Yeah.
4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more.
Yeah.
That is probably the most famous of all the tombstone headstones.
Oh, is it? So it's humorous and poetic.
Yes. And you see it all the time, and that was perfect black and white. So we took that several years ago when we were in Arizona. So
Nice. Very nice, John.
field goal structure.
I guess I'll take this one.
Unfortunately, you have to.
Well, I can take it.
Unfortunately, I know whose it is. I know whose it is. So, and then we'll just go back again and keep.
Oh,
doing it.
no, that's right. I just did it. Sorry.
You just did it, so I have to do it.
What am I thinking?
No, I mean, this is a great image. The reflection of the globe and the whole thing, but really, again, it's one of those optical contusions because it's crooked, but I don't think you can make it straight, and you can't get the reflection. And I got to thinking about how could I get a good reflection out of this if I had to straighten that one wall of the the curve, which goes one direction, yet the building goes the other direction.
Right, right. So
One
that's
of
the-
those things that you can't really, you have to
Yes.
take the best shot that you can. So if you look at the pole that's on the globe, it's the only thing that's straight up and down in this whole picture. But it's a great image. I love the reflection in the water above the little curved entranceway in the background, the globe in the middle. Very well shot. Who's the maker?
Peter Forsyth, honorable mention.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
Peter.
Where's that at, Peter?
Well, it's interesting because I've been going, since the new Lightroom came out, I've been going back through my old photographs to see if I could fix them up using all the new tools. And so this is one of the ones that sparked my interest. I kind of played with it. I lit up the globe. And then when it came for competition, I did a search to see where it was. And it was in New York City in front of the Trump Tower.
Hmm.
And so I said to myself, without being political, I'm not going to show that damn thing. But then as I searched more, it's really, I couldn't remember going to New York to get it. It's really in front of Chicago. It's in front of the old Sears building.
I was gonna say, that's Chicago. Yeah.
So,
Unless they
so I,
have a
went,
duplicate.
okay,
in
I
New
can show
York.
that picture.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that little
guys,
rant, but
That's nice.
Pretty good picture, though.
thank you.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
30 Rock.
All right.
Okay, I'll take this one then, right?
Okay, all right, go, Peter.
Might as well.
Okay. Well, here's another well done image. You know, it's got great blacks, great whites. Nothing's really overblown. You know, there's detail in the ceiling. There's detail in the floor. It leads you back into the image. It's a great vertical image. You know, it really tells the story of this interior place. It's well done and well captured. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, 3rd place.
Very nice, Trish.
Nice.
Trish,
nice.
did you go to the top?
This time, I've been before. We did not this time. The day that we were at 30 Rock, it was raining. It really was not worth going to the top.
No. Because when Susie and I were there, we went to the top. It was cold.
At
It
night.
was, the last time I was there was in April, first weekend of April, 4 or 5 years ago. And I think it was 17 degrees at the top. I thought I was gonna die.
And the wind blowing
The
30,
wind
40
just
miles an
blows
hour.
Like a mad thing the whole time you're up there, you know?
So
I
what?
have a question about where you positioned yourself on this, Trish. Did you deliberately position yourself so that the painting's leg was on that column?
Did I position myself so what?
The leg of that
So the man in the
mural, the ceiling mural or fresco. or
scenic
whatever.
on the
No,
on the
that's
ceiling,
that's the way it's.
the leg is right on the pillar?
It's kind of painted that way.
Mhm.
It's kind of painted that way, where it goes from column to column.
No, but I thought maybe you positioned yourself deliberately to get
No
that.
matter where you stand, that leg's gonna be on top of that column.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
clever.
Because the column ends right there. But I mean, that's one of the prettiest entrances I think I've seen. But I didn't shoot the entrance like this because it was nighttime. And I think it was snowing, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. I don't remember.
This is cold.
It was cold.
Yeah,
When we
it's
went up
very
top,
cold. up on top.
I went to the very top. I climbed up on top of the buildings that are on top of the tower and almost got blown off, but it was still kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah, because the wind
yeah,
never
great shot
stops
of the
moving.
town.
Yeah, the wind's 30, 40 miles an hour the whole time you're up there.
I was inside.
Beautiful building though.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Where the water
God,
flows.
dang, why is it doing that?
Where the water flows.
Whose turn is it? Mine?
John, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Okay. I don't remember what I was going to say about this picture. I like how the river kind of flows and angles off and goes down through the valley and the hills, wherever this is. Very cold, but and to see, looks like the water is actually going the other direction to the right. instead of back up into there, so it's coming out of the mountains. But I loved how the ice and the snow on the sides were curled. It reminded me of the rivers in Alaska. When you go through there after the snow has started to melt and it breaks up on the rivers, it forms these little ice banks. And I think I really like the ice bank picture by itself with the center rock and the water flow, and without most of the rest of the picture. I think that's the most interesting part right there in that piece. To me, other people may see the rest of it, but it's a great landscape shot. Who's the maker?
Charles Freeman, score of 18.
I don't know where that is. Must be someplace, Colorado, Wyoming, and who
I
knows?
was thinking maybe it's the Arkansas River flowing through Colorado
Could be.
with the road on the left, maybe going by on the left.
I don't know. Just the ice dam right there, just really interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Clearly wintertime. Cool.
El Mechanico.
Okay, well, there's a story here too. This gentleman is obviously working on his car, got his hands all down in there and probably has tools down there that you can't see. There's a screwdriver sitting there on the left out of focus. So that and the background's nicely blurred so that the focus is on this gentleman here doing his work. You know, it looks like he's a workman kind of guy, because you never know. But he's really into it. He's highly focused. He's getting the job done. And anyway, it's an interesting photo. Who is the maker?
Robert Moreno, score 20.
I like the haircut.
Yeah, the haircut. Yeah. And I like the composition too, because the man here is off center. I mean, his head's almost center, but his body is off center, and you have some space on the left. And even though it may be a little cluttered background, I think it is enough out of focus that it does not detract in any major way. And the focus is obviously on this man doing his work.
Right.
I think that my only comment was the shadows. That's actual shadow. You can see the shadow on his left arm cut across his wrist, and then the other.
Oh yeah, I'm
shadow
sure
cuts
that's the
across
hood of
his-
the car.
It's the hood of the car in the sun. And to me, I would have tried to put something in there to try to balance out the brightness.
Oh, because his forearm is pretty bright. Yeah.
Yeah, his forearm is very bright. So
Is that-
compared to the rest of it. But other than that, it's a fantastic image.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's-
And the hairy arms, good Lord.
He's a
He's
manly
got more
man.
hair on his arms he's got on his head.
He's a manly man.
He's probably got more hair anywhere than he has on his head.
Robert, this your mechanic across the street?
Yeah, I went over there and I've got my 23mm lens, and I'm like, the hood is up, so I'm shooting through that little gap from the hood to the grill of the car, or not the grill, but the body of the car. And he kept on looking up, and I'm like, we're like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, just act natural. I'm just taking pictures. It's like, okay.
You say that? Or did you just
Yeah.
think that?
Yeah. So this guy just works on cars across the street. There's an automotive place, a repair shop at the corner, and he does the overflow work for that guy. So I just like people pictures, man. Having people doing whatever happens in life, and I just figured, why not?
Yeah, and I would just say that a lot of the really great photos, a lot of the really classic photos, are not perfect. They have spots that are too dark, spots that are too light, and yet it's the photographer catching the image at just the right time. And to me, Robert, that's what you did here. You got this guy just at the right instant to make it a really compelling image. And yeah, it has a couple of flaws in it, but I think it's really very, very striking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
like it.
think that's his haircut. I think that's the shadow on his head.
It is.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the idea better. I think Susie's right, but it is probably the shadow because you look over to
Well,
the,
the girl
you
arm
look-
around across his arm.
yeah.
I thought you meant that's his haircut, like he looks like he shaved his head.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But if you look over to the left, on the left-hand side, you can see where the bald spot on the shadow, it actually is a shadow. But I mean, it just, you can see it's not there on the left-hand side. So, but
Okay.
I mean, it is, in fact, I think I've seen this guy, so I know he's bald. He doesn't have any hair, but you know,
Right. I showed him the image and his reaction was like, Jesus, do I look that filthy? I'm like, well, yeah, you're working on a car, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
cool image, cool image.
Nice job, Robert.
thank you.
Monochrome capital.
I guess it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the perspective just really makes this image, you know, the fact that the building fills up the whole left-hand side of the page and kind of diminishes off to the right, just kind of leads your eye back over, and how the sky just fills the whole upper right-hand corner of it. And then you have all that detail in the buildings and the columns and the stairs. It's another very, very well done image that has a lot of movement and was captured it with just the right lens at just the right time. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, first place.
Yeah,
Very nice.
great shot, Steve.
Yeah, great shot, Steve. I mean, this is one of my favorite images of the night, I think, because I really, we went in and out on this a couple of times, or no,
Yeah.
rescored a couple of times, and it just like I kept pushing and pushing until we finally I got it in there. So no, it's one of my favorite images in the monochrome section.
I really love the negative space, that whole upper right side, with the sky. And it hasn't been mentioned yet, but that lone person at the bottom of the stairs gives so much perspective to the scale.
Mhm.
And it's easy to kind of miss that. And at first, when I looked at this, all of you guys were kind of covering that a little bit. I had to move the little column with all of you guys in it over a bit. And I just think it's just one more little piece that really makes this really spectacular. I just think it's terrific.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So my son and I were visiting Washington, D.C. in July, and we walked all the way around the Capitol. And this is the east side of the Capitol, so it's facing east. And this on the left side is the House of Representatives entrance, the south end, and at the north end, there's the Senate. Anyway, so I took this picture, and I didn't even know that little guy was sitting down there. But I really, once I saw it, I thought, whoa, am I lucky that that guy was there? Because I think it really has, as you said, Trish, perspective, and just it puts a person, in there. But a funny story was, so my son and I walked from this end down over by the Senate, and you see those cars on the lower right there. Well, my son and I were walking by there, and we looked in the car, and there's Bernie Sanders. Senator Bernie Sanders. And he just kind of looks at us and wave, and we just wave back and keep on walking.
Did he have his mittens on?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see his hands, so I can't tell you. But that's just a funny little story, because he was just sitting there in this black car, and we just waved and walked on.
Have a little quiet break.
Great image, Steve.
So this has been straightened, and the sky is a replacement sky, because the original sky was just all blown out with white clouds and the sun, and it was just overwhelmingly white. And so I had to replace the sky.
Yeah, it makes it.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good image.
Yeah, nice
Awesome
job.
shot.
Appreciate it very much.
Smitten, oh,
It's the last one. And I don't know why it's doing that, but
smitten.
this is mine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is another one of those we went. In fact, I think this is the one that the Capitol was competing against. We couldn't decide which one of these we really liked the most. I mean, the sharpness of this image and the clarity of this image and the different tones, it makes this whole thing in their faces pop. They almost look blown out, but they're not. They're very bright, I guess, because of I don't know if she had a flash or sending off the side, because I know who did this one too, but it is, you can see how it was done, and it's perfectly lined up, and everything sets, and the angles and the lights. So to capture this image, whether this was the bride and the groom or just somebody else that just happened to be there, it's very sharp, very good image. I love it. Who's the maker?
Tammy Ramsey, second place.
Really nice, Tammy.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that-
very good. I mean,
I
that's just what you can see why we went back and forth between the two
Mhm.
pictures. I think we had to rescore it a couple times, tied and restore and tied again. So we ended up doing an in and out for the final.
Yes. Well, what I like best about it is these two people seem to be in love, you know,
Yes.
they're
Mhm.
smiling, they're touching, you know, it's just a sweet picture from that point of view. You know, it's really kind of nice to see young people that are in love. It just does something to my heart to see that.
I
you
think
know.
the composition is perfect. I mean, it got just the right amount of body
Mhm.
in it, you know, with where the hands are, where her hands are, where his hands are.
Mhm.
It is just a great composition. It really is. Okay, cool.
Hey, can I just say one more thing? One more thing. Her head tucked over onto his shoulder completely changes this, because if it had been straight up, that door would have been coming straight out of the top of her head.
Okay.
Yes.
I
And
mean, like the
so-
cross on the other one, I was gonna mention that, but I didn't.
so I just, you know, that little touch from where these people are positioned changes this photo completely from, uh-oh, we've got this thing growing out of her head, to, wow, this is really a great composition. So it's little things like that with people, which is why I struggle so much with them, that really can make or break an image. So
That was, you know, and that's true. And that's one of the things I didn't mention was the cross, the X right there in his head. You got a
Mhm.
line that goes through his head. And if you look down right there, right above her waist is another one from the other door. And that it leads you through his head into her, down through her body and out of the picture. So it's just the perfect composition.
Right, right.
Very good.
Okay, on to nature.
Nice job.
On to nature. Boo,
Vermilion flycatcher.
boo. Oh, no, never mind. Somebody
I'll
else got to take this one.
take it. I'll take
I don't know
it.
whose turn it is. So.
I think it's Steve's turn anyway.
Yeah,
Did you
I-
do the last one, John?
Yeah, I just did the last one. You're right.
Yeah, okay, I'll
turn.
take it.
Cool.
This is
Perfect timing.
obviously a very bright red bird on a branch. Nice bokeh in the background there. And a little eye catch on the bird's eye there, which is it's a very nice touch. I like his position. The composition is very good. I think birds make excellent subjects. I like taking pictures of birds. Anyway, I don't know, it looks to me a little out of focus. And I just the saturation of the red just looks a little overdone. I mean, maybe that's really what it looked like. And since I wasn't there, I can't say, but it just looks a little overdone, like oversaturated. But maybe that's the way it is. So anyway, nice picture of a bird. Who is the maker?
John Kane, 17.
John,
Yeah.
was this out at Uvalde?
No, the one in Uvalde was at the top of the tree. This was actually in Big Bend.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
And you talk about being oversaturated. It's not oversaturated. That's the color. And
Really?
one of the things you need,
They are that color.
one of the things you really have to learn in photography is red is very hard to capture.
Yeah.
Because and I was going to tone out the highlights on the one side and up around below his eye, and to try to darken it up a little bit. And I said no, because I was trying to bring out the feathers. The flycatcher's feathers are very, very fine, so it's hard to get definition to them. And it's one of my favorite birds to photograph. I've got several that I've taken, and I don't know. I didn't really do too much to it. I did take out one other limb that was right above his head. Basically cloned it out. So, But that's all I did to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Cool image though. I really liked it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay.
Buck portrait with autumn color.
Okay, Peter?
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, this is just a classic shot of this deer looking right at you, kind of a full-on head view of him with that wonderful rack,
Right before he gets.
and all the greenery around him, and then the color of the trees start off up higher, so that really makes him pop. It's sharp, it's colors look good. I've got really nothing negative to say. I might have cropped it a little more. The image of him is so good, but that's about all. It's a great image. Who's the maker?
Jack Smith, score of 19.
Yeah, I think I would have liked it as a square.
Yeah.
You'd still keep the yellow from the tree there.
Yeah. I agree, a little more off the top, but keep that beautiful yellow in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is this, Jack?
In the
His
green belt
backyard.
behind my
That's your green
home.
belt?
And you know what's funny? You guys, I had another image like this way back. And it seems like everybody in the club doesn't like it because to me, it's an environmental shot.
Mm.
And I was wanting a lot of that autumn color and how large that tree is. The buck is very nicely posed. So I couldn't
Mhm.
couldn't ask for anything better than that. And of course, I can take those really tight shots, but seems like folks don't like that sometimes too. Like in Yellowstone with the waterfall, everybody wanted to see more of the water coming through with the river and stuff. So you never know what people are going to like, but I like it. I wanted to show the color and the buck. So you have your opinion, I have mine.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, if you're happy.
It's similar to my shot of Mendenhall Glacier in Mendenhall Falls. And people say, those falls are way far away. Well, you should have showed the whole thing. I said, I did show the whole thing. I was only showing you the fact that that little speck at the very bottom down there is not a piece of dirt. That's a lady that's standing there. So I have to crop it all in to show them that there's people at the bottom of that waterfall. It's huge. So, but no, I like this picture. So it's.
Well, the buck is tremendous. What a great
Yeah,
shot.
that
of
was
the buck.
spectacular.
See,
No, but I like the color on top of it as well. So
Mhm, I do too. I think the color adds to it.
Well, I've
Matches
got
it- matches the
plenty of great, just fill the frame shots of this buck and the does. But for this shot, I wanted that autumn color because it doesn't last long here.
No, it doesn't.
oh, yeah.
Very nice.
everything we have is still green.
Yeah, still green.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Eager duckling. Ooh,
Whose turn is this one?
John.
Oh, this is mine?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I love this image. I don't know. And I'm glad I got to look at it on the big screen because I couldn't figure it out looking at it on my small screen, what it was. And then when you look at the title, you go, egret and duckling. And I'm going, okay, where's the duck? And I got to look and I'm going, wait a minute. That egret's got that duck in its mouth.
Yes.
So, and I think, God, it is fun. It is a great image. I love it. It's even got 4 stars up in the corner. So that means it's good. But it's just, I mean, the eye is perfectly sharp. And it leads you right down to the water and you're going, and he's trying to get this duck. It's like a cobra or a snake trying to swallow something. He's trying to figure out how is he going to get it down that long, skinny neck.
Yeah.
But I think it's great sharp. The only thing I liked was the one thing I like about the egrets is if you add a little extra contrast and like in clarity, you bring out more of the feathers on the wings and the back. But I mean, it's excellent sharp image. well composed, lots of information here. I mean, I couldn't call this a photojournalism shot, but by God, this is a nature shot. So who's the maker?
Chris Stone, honorable mention.
Very cool. That's a cool shot, Trish.
Who is
I'll
it?
tell you, when I saw that, I was just like, what is going on over there?
Who's the maker?
Trish,
Trish Stone.
Oh, Trish, wow.
where did you get this, Trish?
This was the egrets over by the zoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Trish, was he actually consuming a
I
duckling
have-
or
I,
is
I
that a,
stayed for a while, Denise, and I couldn't tell if he was trying to eat that duckling or not.
yeah,
it was the
or was it
weirdest
a
thing.
baby egret or something?
It sure looks like.
Well, I kind of thought it might be a duckling. I mean, I don't know, like a true duckling.
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
Well,
idea.
it doesn't look like a duck's foot. And that's why I'm trying to figure out,
Yeah.
it might be
A
a
baby
small-
egret?
a
Right.
baby
It
egret
could be, it
Yeah.
could be.
moving it.
Yeah,
type
I
of
just had never seen anything like that. I just thought that is the most bizarre thing. And I watched it for a few minutes. And it was just in, you can see it's in this full sunlight. It was the worst time of day to be photographing a white bird, I can tell you that, but
Yeah.
it was just fascinating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wonderful image. I love it.
Fun,
God
Lynn.
dang it.
Now you're out.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Get in that other mode like you.
I do it my way. You guys can let Ken run it thing the way he wants, if he wants. Okay. Leave me alone.
We appreciate you, John.
Yes, thank you, John.
Son of a bitch. Can't do anything right. Steve,
Sunlit daisy.
Steve, this is yours.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I really like this one. I like flowers and these asters, these ones that have a middle and then radiating leaves coming out from them are very cool, and especially with the lighting. I really can't tell what direction the lighting is coming from on this one, but I love the way it plays on the petals so that you have some shadow, some darker yellow and some brighter yellow. Like the composition with the center of the flower off center to the right. Lots of detail in that center. I really love that. That really catches your eye, draws you in. And the negative space, black negative space on the right, just really is a great contrast to the bright yellow color of the flower. I think this is extremely well done, very eye-catching. Who is the maker?
Denise Bridges, third place.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice, Denise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did you like this?
It was actually in my kitchen. I bought some flowers for myself, and these were so pretty to me that I just pulled out my camera. I had a little bitty, you know how you have those under cabinet lights?
Hmm,
Yes.
It was an under cabinet light shining on that flower.
Really?
it is
Yeah,
amazing.
it's gorgeous.
Yes.
I originally thought this was one of Eric's tabletop shots.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
kind
it's
of,
really
wow.
terrific. And the
Awesome.
detail's fantastic. And I'm with Steve. I love that negative space a little bit to the left and that it's not dead center.
Yeah.
That black outline on the left really makes it pop. Yeah, it's just really well done.
Yeah.
Awesome shot. Yeah, definitely.
Really beautiful.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Balancing act.
Well, we've seen lots of great butterfly pictures over the last year. And this is a kind of a unique one. You've got this butterfly captured in like portrait mode, balancing on this little leaf, which is edge lit, and then this black background to make the whole thing pop out. So, once again, I think photography is really about the lighting and however the lighting was done on this one, whether it was natural or flash or artificial or whatever. It's very well handled. Who's the maker?
Tammy Ramsey, second place.
Very
Nice going.
nice, very
Where
nice.
where did you
What's
find
the
this
lighting in this,
butterfly?
Tammy?
Tammy's not on.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, the lighting is just terrific on this.
It is.
it is.
I agree. That just that lit, edge of that leaf, really draws, along that line there on the edge of the leaf, just draws right along there. I think it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's very sharp.
Hmm.
The edges are
Absolutely.
sharp. The antennae just stand out from the background.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah, this is really nice. Okay,
Flying Free.
Well, this image is just striking. I love the texture and the detail of this blue egret, and it's just, I don't know what to say. I love the texture of the feathers, the lines, the leading lines off the bird's back down to its legs. I mean, the tips are even blurred, but I think that's because of movement and the fact that you have perfectly sharp down the center and it finally fades off to the tips on the end. Beautiful sky behind it to make it pop out. I just wonderful, good and sharp. The eye is sharp. The whole thing is just perfect. Who's the maker?
Peter Florzak.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, first place, yeah. There she is.
P, is that sky natural?
Yes,
It's.
but it's
you couldn't have
interesting
asked for a
because
better
What's that?
backdrop either. I mean, that bird is nice and crisp and the lines are all clear along the edges, particularly, it really makes it pop. But that background, you really couldn't have asked for a better setup for this.
well, interestingly enough, I shot this picture maybe 15 years ago with a crappy Tamron lens. And like I said, I've been going back through my photographs to see how the new Lightroom masking worked. So I was easily able to select subject and select just the bird and work on him, and then select just the sky. And even though the sky was mostly white, there was all this detail that I was able to bring out, with
Yeah.
clarity and, whatever. And so I couldn't believe it when I got done with the image, just how well Lightroom was able to work on this image. So
Yeah, it's terrific.
Where was this, Peter?
I think down at the coast, down at Rockport.
Oh, okay.
I call it an egret. It's not an egret, it's a heron.
It's a heron,
It's a
yeah.
heron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It looks like something Kim would draw.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe she did. Oh,
maybe she did draw it. And I just photographed it.
you just photographed it, yeah. But it's very cool image. It's very great capture.
Thank you.
It's interesting that the wind takes her out of focus. I don't think it's so much movement or the whole bird would be blurry. I think it's just depth of field.
Well, yeah, it is. And that's what I'm saying. It's sharp in the center and it fades off to the ends. And that's
Mhm,
just depth of field. So because the bird is straight, your straight line focus through the middle is going to be sharp.
Yeah.
And it fades off to the sides. So
But the cool thing is, depth of field goes like 1/3 in front and 2/3 behind. The wings seem about equally out of focus as you get toward the tips of the wings,
well, he said it was a cheap lens, okay?
which I think is really cool. Oh, well,
No, I think that's, I think he's just coasting. He's not flapping his wings or anything. He's just coasting along, and just the wind.
The wind blowing the
grabbing
feathers, yeah.
edge of the feathers. The whole thing would be normally sharp if I had a good lens and shot it at a higher shutter speed.
well, you got a great shot with a cheap lens.
Yeah,
I was right. So I was right. It was a crappy lens.
It was a crappy lens, no doubt about it. Yeah, with a crappy camera.
I'll take that crappy lens, boy.
What place did you get with that crappy lens?
First,
First,
yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Peter
Exactly.
Forzak picture.
I'll
It's
take
got to
that
be
crappy.
first, okay?
Jeez, how could it really be that bad, right? You got first.
Whoa.
This
Mm,
spot,
this one-
oh, this spot
Okay.
is mine.
Is this one mine?
No, it's mine.
Oh.
This is another one. Why do I keep getting?
No, I think, didn't you just comment on mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I
you-
did just comment on yours, so it's gotta be, okay, yeah, you're right,
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, there's clearly a confrontation going on here. So this is a story and action shot here. I like the composition. It's pretty balanced, even though the bird on the left is a little bigger than the one on the right. The one on the right is moving quickly and he's got some yellow, which attracts the eye there. And so, yeah, the fact that it's blurred just tells you the story that this bird is moving quickly. And I don't think that detracts. Background's fairly nicely blurred. You know, you got a little bit of variability in color back there, but it's easy to focus on the birds. So the bird on the left, you can see the feathers in the wings, although they're a little bit blurred. That's probably movement blur in this case. And it looks like the bird on the right is doing his best to get the heck out of there. You know, it looks like that bird on the left is kind of menacing. He's got his beak open and he doesn't want that other bird around. And so that other bird is leaving. So it's kind of, there's some drama here. There's a story. Oh, and it must be a pretty fast shutter speed, I guess. Even though that one bird is blurry, because you can see the droplets of water around that bird. So the blurriness of this bird on the right is just because he's moving so fast, I think. Anyway, and then the ground around there is kind of a nice beige sort of color with some texture in there. And it looks like this is a little depression in the ground there that has collected this water. Anyway, I think this is a very good and dramatic shot. Who is the maker?
Charles Freeman, score of 19.
Nice. I like it. He must have been low to the ground to take
Yeah.
this shot.
Yeah.
He's young. He
Yeah, it
can.
looks like he is. I like his.
Yeah, you gotta remember though, he's a kid. He can get down on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I can get down there too. It's getting up that's the problem.
Can't get
It's
up.
hard to get up.
Getting down there is no problem.
He's
I
probably
would-
laying on his belly.
The only way I can get on the ground is to fall there. So,
That's what you have a flip up mirror for. Or LED.
Yeah.
Yeah.
set your camera on the ground and just look at the up there mirror. Yeah. Cool.
It's a great image.
Okay, let's see if I get this going. Okay, there you go.
Western Sandpiper.
Well, this is one of those kind of moody images, you know, where the background is kind of all ethereal and just, you know, just this lonely guy walking across the emptiness of space and time and whatever, just thinking about who knows what, with this wonderful little shadow and nothing else in the image. It's just a very nice, well done, moody image. There's a couple spots on there which kind of bother me, you know, sensor spots, which would have been nice to have been removed. But other than that, it's really well done. Who's the photographer?
Steve Manchester, 17.
Yeah, so this is, my wife and I went down to the coast of Mustang Island in September, and I took a lot of shorebird pictures. And this little guy, this was one of them. And I think it probably would have been better if I'd had the sun in a better position because he's kind of dark in some of his places. But I think the feathers are pretty sharp. Yeah, so this is on a beach. Probably the wave has come in and it's gone back out, and the sand is still wet. So it's reflecting this bird.
Nice feel.
Nice
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and those spots, I didn't even notice those spots. I was so focused on the bird. And I just noticed them right before you pointed them out, Peter.
Sorry, I didn't mean to point out your faults.
Well, I mean,
No, I'm glad you did. I appreciate the feedback.
This is a
center
perfect
spots are
image,
hard
by
to
the way,
read.
for the new Lightroom where they have select subject and you can select the background. He would be so easy to work on. Because it basically selects it just for you so that you could, you know.
Mhm.
just
Well, I
work
haven't
on it
learned, I
really.
haven't learned how to use those masks yet, but I'm gonna start practicing. I did finally get the ellipse thing to work, so. Travel.
Must be me outside of here.
Just me?
Big
John, yeah.
apples.
Yeah, you.
Oh, this is one of my favorite images of the evening. This, I mean, you talk about popping off the screen, the colors. I love colors. I love action and involving colors. And this guy eating right there, and you've got the colors just pop off. It's all sharp, almost from front to back. A little bit of softness in the background, but I don't care. Just how it all came together and how it focuses. The man sitting there makes it, he looks like I don't know what he's eating, but he ain't eating a hot dog. But you know, he might be, who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just the food carts in New York are, some of them are really cool and some of them are kind of just, I wouldn't eat there if you paid me, but I would eat at this one. This is cool. I really love this image. Who's the maker? Well, I know who the maker is.
Tristone, first place.
Yeah.
Who's the maker?
Trish.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh,
Great job,
Nice job,
Trish.
Trish.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
love the brightness and the colors.
Oh, the colors, just
Right.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
They pop. I was wondering if, you know, the right side there, it might be better cropping that out, but then you wouldn't have room for the man to kind of be,
I looked at that a little bit, Steve, you know, cutting off like where the vehicles are you're talking about.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I felt like it just seemed crowded to me. Now
Yeah, but you got that hot dog up there in that top corner, which to me, I don't know if that's part of the umbrella or if it's part of the signs of the cart.
oh yeah, I'm sure it's part of the umbrella, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the kind of, like I said, I don't pay attention to the cars in the background. The whole focus is on the man standing in front of the cart, the colors. I mean, even the car that's in the very middle, I don't notice that.
Yeah.
I think the cars are kind of part of the context of the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it's
too.
just-
Yeah, yeah, that's
street.
what I felt. I just felt.
Otherwise,
crowded
you would,
about 'em.
it could be anywhere, right?
Excellent image, excellent image.
Yeah, very good.
Very nice.
Harbor in the fog.
Peter, would you take this one?
Sure. Well, another really nice, moody coastal shot, you know, has just the right amount of sky to give it that feeling of fogginess, just enough clarity in the boats and the reflection to make it, again, really moody and interesting. The one shaft coming up just adds a lot of interest. The trees off to the right really just almost being, you know, just so faint in the background. I couldn't decide whether I liked the bird in it or not. He's really cool. And yet somehow I feel it's a little bit distracting, the bird in there, because there's only one. But that's my only negative comment on the image. Otherwise, it's very, very well done. I'm guessing it's Steve's.
Steve Manchester, second place.
Yeah.
Nice job,
Very
Steve.
nice.
Thanks. This is down at Fulton, and this is in the morning, and the water is very calm. You can see a few ripples there. And I debated whether or not to get rid of that bird, get him out of there, but I thought it kind of helped set the mood, and it kind of had us give you a better sense of place. Maybe it would probably look good with it gone, but I decided to leave it in. I like the little bit of color that's there, you know, the red on this boat on the left and that little orange thing floating in the water. I thought that just kind of broke up the kind of neutral colors that everything else is. Something to catch your eye.
Right.
Yeah, fun
Very
time
nice,
to be
Steve.
out and photographing, huh, Steve?
Pardon?
Fun time to be out and photographing in the fog and
Yeah, it is,
early
yeah.
morning.
Yeah, I walked around. I walked all the way around this harbor taking pictures in the fog. It was really cool.
Mhm.
So this is February, by the way, last February.
Nice.
Portland Mist.
Shall I take this one since
Yes.
it was
Yes.
out of order? Was that, this is a Portland Mist?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. So that explains the kind of the overall, I can't find the word.
Softness.
Softness, yeah, okay, that's probably it. Thank you, Ernie. Anyway, so we've got a building, and then we've got light with it's lit underneath. So there's some people walking under there with umbrellas. It's like a nice a couple with the umbrella, a man on the left, a woman on the right, and another person ahead. So again, I like to see people affectionate with each other, and it just gives me a nice feeling. So they're set in the lower right corner, and then we've got all this other stuff going to the upper left, which sets the stage. So I think that your eye is pretty naturally drawn to the people on the lower right there. And we've got those vertical lines that work their way along the lower right where the people are walking, which kind of adds a nice background and something for your eye to look at. Gosh, what else? Well, it looks like it might be during the holidays because we got lights in the tree there. Yeah, I like the mood. And I like the people. And it kind of, I don't know, it just struck me. This kind of reminds me a little bit in some ways of that painting by Dennis Hopper, Nighthawks. Just something about it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I like this very much. Who is the maker?
John Kane, score of 18.
Nice shot, John.
Now, this is, I mean, it's one thing, you talk about taking fog on the coast, and every time I'm at the coast, I never see fog in the morning. But when you're out on the East Coast, especially in Washington and Oregon,
That's the west.
or the West Coast, I'm sorry, it is foggy. And this is at nighttime, and we were out walking around, and this is actually done on film. So it's kind of like I had to bring out some of the highlights of the buildings because it was so dark up there to try to make the lights shine back upon it. But to give you a sense of the buildings, the apartments, you can actually see people in one of the windows in the center building there in the apartments, but it was just wet. It's just and you have to have an umbrella. I mean, the fog is so thick, it's like raining. But I like being around that area and that time and stuff. So, but why the lights of the trees? I don't know. It wasn't Christmas. This was like in, I don't know, February, March timeframe.
Oh, really? So they just leave the lights in the trees all year long?
Yeah, it's just it's like one of those little decorations to walk around. It was a shopping area just down from I was staying at the Marriott, which is back to my left. And I was just out walking around.
I could be wrong, John, but the minute I saw this picture, that ice cream shop, when I was in Portland a handful of years ago, I was with my husband. I keep a photo on my phone. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the two of us eating ice cream in that shop.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Small world. Huh?
The
Yeah.
minute that pulled up, I was like, really? I've been there. That's interesting. I love it.
Rally at the Texas State Capitol.
Is this mine?
I think so, John.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, this is an excellent picture of the Capitol. I love how the sky kind of lends itself to kind of goes back down towards the clouds focus on the top of the dome and where it all comes together. And as far as we a rally at the Capitol, I don't really notice that much of the people. It looks to me like it's not that many people there. There's probably a lot of people, but it looks like that's what it normally looks like when people are there visiting, going to the Capitol. But it's down that whole street, down the promenade down to the entrance. So, but it's kind of a very cool picture. I love the sharp. I like the position of the Capitol. I think it's cut square. I don't know if I would, the tree on the right-hand side was kind of throws me off a little bit. Maybe I might have cropped that out, but it's still got plenty of people in the front, got the Capitol and the sky. It's a great image, very sharp, beautiful picture. Who's the maker?
Tammy Ramsey, honorable mention.
Very nice.
It's very nice.
Mhm. I agree. I think that building not being in the center makes a big difference too.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, and by cropping out the tree, the building could still be in the same
Mhm.
quadrant.
Yeah, the Capitol and the sky really make the picture.
Mhm.
And that it's sharp. And where's the sun coming from? It's coming from the left, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the shadows give you a nice three-dimensional look to it. It really
Right.
pops.
Very nice.
Wind power.
Okay, so is it your turn, Peter, or is it mine?
No, it's yours.
Yours?
Okay, okay, I'll take this one. All right, so with the title, it obviously draws your eyes out to those three wind turbines. And it looks like they're in the fog. I guess that they're on the other side of the hill there. And maybe they're on the next hill over, but you can't see that hill there. But they're kind of partly covered by the fog or the clouds. And you got the clouds going up and some clouds in front of the green hills there. You got one hill on the right and another one coming in back of it on the left. And then, so in the foreground, we've got this gate. It looks like one of those cattle gates, the cattle go in and out, or maybe they just open it up and the rancher drives his truck through there. So although I think the title says that the wind turbines are the subject, they're actually kind of small to be the subject. But I think the overall, I mean, there's several elements here that I think are of interest, because again, we got kind of layers. We got this bottom layer with the gate and the kind of yellow color in the grass back there. And then we got the next layer here in the middle with the trees and the hills. And then we got the sky above that. So it's kind of in thirds, which is a nice, interesting compositional thing to do. Anyway, it's got a certain appeal. Who's the maker?
Charles Freeman, score of 15.
I personally would have liked to see a good portion of that top chopped off. And
Yep.
because I'm with you, I feel like the windmills are there, that's the title, but it's not where my eye goes first. And I think as they get lost in that sky. So I think a lot less sky would make that helpful.
But yeah, to bring the top right corner down, crop it down to just above the turbines and have the
Right.
right-hand side at the edge of the gate.
I
That
agree.
brings your foreground, midground, and background better. And since the title is wind turbines, it makes wind turbines more of a focus in the background. And
Yeah,
they're lost in the clouds. So they're kind of, I love the trees and the grass and stuff and the gate. I don't know if I would just having a wind turbines there, it would be better to call it gate to the ranch.
or the cattle gate, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's an excellent picture. I love it. Oh, cool.
Lost in Navajo Nation.
Well, here's another image that just, kind of draws your attention. It has all the right qualities, has great light, has great color, has a great sky, has, kind of the rule of thirds with that tree, that kind of misshapen tree, well lit off to the side, has lots of texture in the foreground and that red earth. Again, I've got absolutely nothing negative to say about it. It's a very well done image. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, 19.
Very nice.
Oh, interesting.
I agree with Pete. I love the light in this image. The light is fantastic. And that sky, same thing, just sort of draws your eye all to that tree standing up there by itself. Really nice.
Everything else supports that tree, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just,
Yeah,
Robert,
yeah, it really
This
does.
is- this is-
sunrise or
You're right.
sunset.
I got to
Remember-
consult in this picture, so I feel good about this one. So this is.
I see Robert's shadow down there in the lower right. I see that hat.
Yeah.
I think,
That's my
no, I think
shadow.
Robert got robbed on this one, but
Yeah.
Well,
I
and
really like this image.
Where is it captured?
I am in, oh, you guys have been there, where are the mittens located?
the
Formation
Monument
Committee.
Valley?
Is
Yeah.
this out near Sedona?
Monument
or-
Valley, Monument Valley.
Monument
Oh,
Valley.
okay, Monument Valley, yeah, I was just. I was
It's a
kinda
little,
confused.
it's closer to the back country and I kind of got lost, but I was okay.
Beautiful.
You mean you didn't take a Navajo guide?
I did, but he stayed by the vehicle. I'm like, jerk, he should have come with me, right? All right, that's what you get for wandering off.
We're going there next year. I'm not leaving my guide.
It was
Robert.
pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It's the second time I walk off. I did it in Sedona last year, and all you hear is, they know your name because you got to register with them. So all I heard was Robert, like far away. I'm like, all right, there's where I'm going. But yeah, sometimes
Robert, was this a sunrise or a sunset?
this was sunset. It was getting close. Some of the shadows were coming down. I was trying to look for. He had told me there was a formation around there that and I was in the wrong place. When it hit the rocks, you could see like the shape of a serpent, like a dragon. I didn't see it. I was lost.
I'll take a picture of it when I get there next year and I'll show you.
Yeah,
Well, but I had a good. Some of the best times of getting lost in places like this. So I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'd do it again.
Monument Valley's high on my list. It's beautiful country.
We invited you to come with Robert, and no, she's not going to adopt you to take you with us. You can come along, but
I will try and make it happen. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
okay.
Nice image.
Oh, that's where I want to go.
Come on. There we go. Okay. This is mine, right? This one?
No, this
No,
is Peter.
Yes, John.
no, but Peter can't do this. huh?
Oh, Mayan something.
Yeah, it's a Mayan statue, a Mayan column. I think that's what
I
it's
don't know
called.
what this.
Taylor.
But this has got to be somewhere down in south somewhere.
Central America somewhere.
Probably, I don't know, just off the road from Cozumel, or I don't know, one of those areas down there. But the Mayan temple in the background, the column that's in front of it is actually I don't know if it's a monolith or what do they call those things?
Stella.
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of, it's got the symbols on the side, the hooks on the side with the holes. That's where the blow darts come out when you take the thing up, it comes out the holes. But I know I do, because it's just, there's not much you can say about this picture. It's great image. It's captured everything, the color, the composition, the replaced sky. No, it's not. I don't know if it's replaced or not, but it's still a cool sky. No, it's a great image. And this has got to be a Peter image.
Yeah, Peter for the third place.
Oh, third place. Peter, you slipped.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot
Very
of great
nice,
images there. This is again another image that's, well, I know how old it is because I photographed a wedding in Cancun, and the girl, the daughter is now 15 years old. So this is a 15-year-old image, again, shot with an old Pentax lens. The new Lightroom features are just incredible. And, they just made this image. This image had some hot spots and some dark spots, and it needed some texture. It needed lots of things, but with a little bit of work, it just really all popped. I like the way it turned out. It has good bones.
There you
You
go.
know,
Well,
that's what
what
attracted
counts,
me.
right there.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like the framing with the palm and that column to
Yeah,
show the
with the
little
palm tree
temple.
on the
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I was thinking that last night when we were looking at these. And
You know, because
the,
most people go there to take pictures of the pyramid or the columns of the temple. And that's what they always go, that's what they get. But the focus is actually on this column,
The detail.
the detail of it.
Yeah.
And just to see into there, like I said, the holes where the darts come out. It's
Yeah, I've got
something,
plenty of pictures
something
of
right
the
out of
pyramids,
Indiana
too, believe me.
Jones, you know, and it's just,
yeah. Well, I love the blue sky because it contrasts with the other colors.
oh
And
yeah.
then, as somebody pointed out, that palm tree on the right gives a frame on the right, and it's a nice composition. I like
And the
it.
sky is original. Again, with Lightroom, you're able to just say select sky. It selects it, and you can fix it up however you want. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
See, these people built this place for me. See those little things that look like hooks? See, they had the foresight to say, you know what, Robert can hang his hat on this. All right, that was it.
Yeah.
But I love the image. I love this stuff, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a great
really dig it.
place to go. I spent a whole month. I did my Mayan tour after I photographed the wedding. I went to Chichen Itza and then Uxmal and then Palenque and Tikal. And I did just this whole tour around all the Mayan ruins. I hadn't been to them in over 40 years, but I knew they all existed. And just each one it's just a magical place.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
beautiful.
And as much time as I've been in around, I've never been to any of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you got to be into it. I'm really in my old hippie days. I would have gone to Chichen Itza and I would have camped right there in front of the pyramid for a month and just spent the whole month just right there, just eating my lunch and reading my book and stuff. You could do that many years ago. And of course, now there's gates and you got to pay admission and all that stuff. So I just have fond memories of these places.
If I was around back then, I would have been with you right next to you. I love that stuff, man. I dig it.
Yeah, really, really. You could sit up on top of the pyramid the whole day and just eat your lunch and listen to music and
you can't
pretend
climb them
you're-
anymore, can you? I don't think
No,
can.
you can't climb most of them anymore at all.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Awesome. 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 Go on.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
image. Nice composition. I like that composition.
Oh,
Okay, what is this?
Old English Road.
Is this mine?
who did
I
this?
just
Oh,
did the
John?
temple, so yeah.
That's you.
That's me?
You.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
I keep losing track. Anyway, so it's interesting that this is an English countryside. My son and I drove around a little bit and I don't remember seeing anything like this, but I'm sure we only saw a small portion of England. Well, I like the composition. The road, obviously, is a leading line, leads you along, and then the road curves to the left and you can't tell where it goes after that. But I like the yellow, the stripe of yellow on the left there, and a little stripe of white on the right of the road. There's a fence paralleling the road on the left there too. And then you got the horizon and the sky. It's fairly simple composition, but I think it's very elegant in its simplicity. I think it's very well done. Who is the maker?
Denise Bridges, score 70.
Very nice.
That's in the north, it looks like North Country. Headed up towards, and most of the stuff I've been is up near Newcastle and those kind of places where the farms are. But that's where it looks like it's in the northern part, headed into Scotland.
We were on our way to Bath, England.
Okay, in Bath, yeah.
I was coming
I
from
love Bath.
London.
Can I make a suggestion? Just for me, I love the clouds in this image, but I probably would have taken some of that sky off, just for me. Because I feel like my eye comes up to the end of that road and then I stop looking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm. Okay.
It gets a little more depth.
Yeah, I like a little more depth. So I would just take a fraction, although I have to say, the clouds that are at the very top are my favorite. So,
Yeah.
Me
and, you know,
too.
I have mixed emotions about that. But I feel like my eye goes 2/3 of the way up and then I stop. where that road stops. And I find everything up to that point super compelling. I love the lines, I love the color. I think it's really nicely done. But I feel like I could do without probably, you know, a third of that sky.
Okay.
Just
Well,
me.
it's like Peter was saying, you could probably bring that sky up.
Yeah.
Or bring the sky up somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you could really bring it up.
That's the last one, right?
That's pretty.
Okay. Almost done. Creative.
We're getting there.
Moving on.
And I think this is the smallest group anyway, so this is kind of, this will be quick.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
You.
That was
Oh
cool.
my God. Look at that.
Lion-hearted Jack.
I guess we'll start out, since I'm starting, I'll do this.
That was awesome.
This looks like Jack needs a haircut. And where's his hat? I think that's all this really needs is his hat. I mean, I love how the beard falls into the mane. It looks like he's just there. And the shaved part of his head, that's because of his hat. That's his hat line. Okay, so his hat should be there. No, I think this is a wonderful, creative image. Whether Jack likes it or not, I don't know. It's really cool. So, who's the maker?
Second place.
Who?
Peter.
Ah,
Very nice.
this is awesome.
This is just so fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack.
What does Jack think?
You-
What do you think, Jack?
Did you see my clapping? I had a little reaction there. This is honestly, if you don't know Peter, you don't know that he's silly and goofy like this. And that's a cool part about him. He also knows how much I love the male lion, so I'm sure that's why he chose this. Good job, Peter.
Thanks, Jack.
It's really fun.
What place did this come in?
Second.
Second, yeah.
Nice.
I was hoping it was gonna come in first. I just liked it so much. Yeah, his face just looks like it belongs there.
It
You know,
does.
You know, I practiced with the on the Photoshop virtual summit that they had for
Yeah.
free that went on 3 or 4 days. One of the things was they took a lion, I think it was with a woman's face,
You with the woman's
you-
face, yeah.
masking. They kept going back and forth. And truthfully, I have never really used mask very much in Photoshop. I usually use the eraser from one thing to the other, but I kept saying, I should learn it. And I thought, and then I got a picture of a lion that I took at the zoo, and I had this picture I took of Jack in one of our trips. And I just used the technique that they had, and it just, I think it came out fabulous.
Yes.
It looks,
It's really
looks like it's part of him.
Well, it's a good picture of Jack. He's got an eye catch there. He's all in focus, every part of his face
Yeah.
there. And his beard and his mustache blend right in with the mane of that male lion.
And he's
I
kind
still
of a
think,
lion.
I still think it needs a hat.
I don't think it would have the same
That's a
effect,
cool image. I really like.
but I know what you mean.
I have some, when I retired from the government, we did some stuff. We have a couple people that in the office who were, one was a Duck Dynasty fan and the other one liked Yosemite Sam. So I created cartoon images of Duck Dynasty, the old man from Duck Dynasty, and put the other guy in it. And I did one of Yosemite Sam, put him in there because he had a beard and mustache and everything just like Yosemite. So this was kind of reminded me of that. And I said, this is really cool because I like this version better than my version. So neat.
Yeah, very well done. My goodness.
African Queen.
I love it.
Steve,
Okay, all right, very colorful, very eye-catching. Lots of colors and blues and pinks, and mostly in the background, blues and pinks, a little yellow there. I think this is a woman with a mask on and glasses and arms extended both to the right and to the left with a shadow behind her. And perhaps it was a flash, or maybe that's just the direction of the light was. But what I like about it, I like the symmetry, the color, the way the colors just really pop there. I'm trying to find some deeper meaning, but there might be some there, but it's probably going right over my head. But anyway,
This is
so-
creative. There's no meaning in creative. You
Yes,
just put it
right,
together.
right. Well, sometimes there is, John, and I'm
Oh, I know, but I think,
so anyway, the colors and the symmetry are really what make this photograph, and it's really nice. Who's the maker?
Denise Bridges, honorable mention.
it looks like a projection.
Yeah, this was
Oh,
at, there's a
okay.
museum. I don't know if it's downtown San Antonio. I can't remember the name of it right now, but the whole art exhibit was digital and imagery and very, very interesting. So this particular exhibit had lights that would flash, and then it was designed for the person to stand in the picture, and
Mhm.
it would just shine these lights and make these patterns on top of people. So I happened to catch, that was my sister, happened to catch her doing that.
And she's
hosting that.
perfectly symmetrical with this
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
projection, just perfect.
It's psychedelic.
Yeah.
Very.
Looks like it'd make it one of those good black light posters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
From way back when.
Oh, yeah. I still have my black light in the garage, so I have to try that. Cool. Great image. Great image.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nicely done.
Something's on my nose.
Well, there's definitely something on this cat's nose, it's, what can I say? I mean, the cat is looking right at the butterfly on the nose. And it's just a really interesting, creative image. Who's the maker?
Tammy Ramsey, 17.
Good
So
job,
you-
Tammy.
She put the butterfly there, but how did she get the cat to be cross-eyed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I was wondering if the cat's not looking at that butterfly, what is it looking at?
Yeah.
It's got
Or,
huge.
I mean, you can't, I guess you could take and move the eyes around to make them.
But-
look
and-
that way,
and the
but to
pupils,
look
look
at
at how big the pupils are in this cat. It must be a really dark
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a flash picture.
That could be, she loves taking pictures of cats. I know that.
Yeah. The whiskers are sharp, the ears are sharp.
Yeah.
Another nice picture of a cat.
Mhm. One of these days, we might get a nice picture of a dog. I have to work on that.
I think it's
Pebbles.
harder to-
Pebbles.
that. It depends on the dog.
Fighting Vegas.
Okay. Peter, did you do that last one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's my turn, right?
I know it can't be my turn.
And no, it can't be your turn. I wonder who did this. Some overachiever that we know. It just has so many things in it, just so many cool images that are, composted together to come up with this total thing. You got the whole sky, you got the Sahara sign, you got the whatever that is off on the right, that sign being destroyed, you got the gate off to the left. It's just put together really, really well. The dome, whatever that is, I'm sure that all these elements are from Las Vegas, or most of them are. And you can just tell that somebody put an awful lot of work into putting this all together and making it look really, really almost like it all belongs together, and yet you can see the kind of absurdity of the whole image, but just very, very, very well done. Nice job, John.
Yeah, really, really.
John Kane, first place.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a composite of a whole bunch of stuff. This is one image taken at 1:00 in the afternoon in the Las Vegas graveyard,
wow.
and in the
No,
sign graveyard.
So
That
this is
is
like
the
a
Sahara
neon
sign.
graveyard?
the Neon Graveyard. This
I
is the
love it.
Sahara sign, which is right inside the entrance. There's more signs laying on the ground on the other side. The only thing I basically did was I relit it.
Yeah,
I turned it dark. Now, all those lights you see in the Sahara sign and the camels and all that kind of stuff, I did every one of those individually.
Okay.
Really?
And
Nice.
every color is a different layer. This is 25 layers.
Holy cow.
Took
Uh,
about 20 some odd hours to do. And I added the light. There's a pole light right there that's on the inside. And when I added the light at the top and shined it down, it actually lit up the building in the background, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And I didn't have to do anything with it.
Okay.
Then I made the yellow lights. I left some of them out. What I did is I went back into the 50s and the 60s, and I looked at pictures of Las Vegas to find out what colors all this were.
Really? Wow, that's a lot of
To
Nice.
find out that the signs was blue, the lights were white. The arch horseshoe was actually yellow. The camels were yellow. And I couldn't get done is I couldn't figure out how to use that vector curve thing in Photoshop to get the neon lights around the camels. I could not figure that out. The neon lights at the top on the dome, I actually drew each one of those in.
Really?
nice.
The
with
pink
color.
neon.
So, and I just added the sky from Luminar.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did
It's
a great
just
job.
super fun.
Yeah.
you,
It is. I love doing this stuff.
you deserve first
It's
place.
really, really fun.
And you piqued my interest. I would really love to go see this graveyard and
It's only open till like during the daytime.
yeah.
And they only let people in sometimes by request to go in and see. Some of the stuff does light up and does still work. The original Las Vegas sign is in here. It's not too far down, but and they're all the different casinos signs are there. There's a building right off to the side that has the whole history of this.
So do they charge you to go into this place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Museum.
It's a museum.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the whole story about this was the bus ride to get here. That was the story that goes along with this picture. I don't have enough time to tell you.
There's a city public bus and the homeless shelter is right across
The
the
street,
street.
yeah.
So
So
you can imagine the bus ride.
bus ride. Yeah. And my best friend who we were actually in Vegas for his 50th anniversary, and they were redoing their vows. And
Oh,
Susie was teaching his other best friend, who was his best man, how to play craps. So, and I don't know how much money he won, but but on the bus ride, his sister is a very well endowed young lady, was sitting on the bus next to me, and sitting next to her was a homeless drunk
Oh, no.
who wanted to just lean on her, and touch her, and pet
that's
her.
awesome.
And she just kept moving closer and closer and closer to me. So it was a strange ride, but it was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Oh, my
Well, next time I go back to Las Vegas, screw the shows. I'm going to go see this graveyard.
Yeah, go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's well worth it to go in there and
Mhm.
see all the different things that are there. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
if I
some of the
remember
things-
correctly, it said about the whole history of Vegas is
Oh,
there.
Vegas, yeah. Mhm.
Really, I could spend the day there.
I mean, you go down and you see some of the original signs. I mean, the first time I was in Vegas, I was only 15. And I remember the Flamingo Hotel, and that was back in the days.
Oh,
when,
yeah.
Yeah,
the Sinatra and all his
Sammy
cronies,
Davis Jr.
Sammy
and
Davis
others.
Jr. and Dean Martin, they were all hanging out at the Flamingo. And I couldn't go into the bar to see them, but so I got to hang out in the pool. Well, my parents got to go into the bar to see them. So. But it is a very cool place. You have to see it. You got to check it out. Anyway,
Yeah,
next.
very interesting. Nice job, John, by the way. Good job.
I guess this one's mine. Huh?
Yeah.
This is a very interesting image. creatively, I don't know. I'm assuming that it looks like some sort of rope wreath with some stuff added in it, and then flames were added to it, and then a flower was added in the middle. And I really liked it. I didn't really look at it as, was it real flames or not, until you look over to the right-hand side and you see the blue flame.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going up around the edge and then going into the
Yes.
white.
Flames.
And actually, it looks like the whole thing was, I don't know if it was on a campfire and put on a campfire and lit and then photographed from above, and then they added a flower into it. But I think it's a very, very unique image and very creative. Who's the maker?
Charles Freeman, 18.
Very nice.
Charles Freeman. What?
Yeah.
He's pretty good at creative things. This is
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
It looks like holly or something. Not holly, but those kind of berries. What are they? Juniper berries or something?
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they're just fake berries.
I don't know. It just
They look like they're real. Some of them.
looks like it was some pretty thing he bought and he threw it in a fire and took a picture of it.
Yeah, the fire's creeping up around the edges, and
Yeah, it is.
breaking
It
through.
is.
Yeah.
Elaborate lily.
Okay, Peter, why don't you take this one?
I wonder who did this.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, well, it probably doesn't matter who did it. It's
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's another, I mean, we've seen this kind of technique before, but each time has kind of a wow factor to it. However he does it, it just adds a lot of interest to what would be just a kind of an ordinary
Lily.
whatever, lily or whatever. This time the background being all that dark blue just contrasts really nicely with the pink of the flower. Another very striking image. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester, 18.
I don't know how you do that, Steve, but it is
Mhm.
that shocking pink on the flowers. And what's really cool is you always seem to have like similar flowers, similar colors, but you change the backgrounds.
Yeah.
And you've got these blue-green lily pads in the back behind, and it's just such a very striking.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, one of the things I like about it is it's just it's a sharp image. And I try to make sure every one of that I enter in this kind of thing is sharp. Every edge of every petal is just sharp as can be. And this is just experimentation. I start out with a white lily with yellow center there, and I start playing with colors. And I see what I get. I usually do 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 of these, and pick the best one, and save it and use it in competition.
Do you use recolor? You use recolor or something that just in sliders to adjust the different tones?
Yes, sliders. Well, first of all, there's a slider. See, I use the software that comes with the Mac. Okay, it comes with some software, because you can't do layers or anything like that, or masking. But there's one where I can kind of tint it toward yellow or toward blue. So that's the first thing. And then there's I forget what they call it, but then there's like blue versus yellow and green versus red. So I can move those 2 sliders around. But then there's another thing that they added in probably in the last couple of years, where you can select like from 6 individual colors, like blue, red, pink, green, light blue,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can, and anything that's that particular color, you can adjust that color independent of everything else. Anyway, so I'll just keep fooling around with it until I get something that I like, and then I save it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very pretty.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right,
And thanks for the kind words, Peter. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
last one.
Janice.
Who wants to do this one? Me?
Well, I guess I'm next, right?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Or no, I did Steve's. So that would be you.
Yeah,
That'd be me. Okay.
Yeah.
why don't you take it, John?
Well, this one is very near and dear to my heart. this, it's another one of those, how do you make a toy look real?
Yeah.
And it is just, I mean, how it's composed and the different thing and what all the different elements of it to make this stand look like, and I mean, it doesn't really look like Janis Joplin, but it kind of does.
It's close enough.
It's close enough because that's the way she sang. And but I can't think of anything wrong with this because I watched him do this in one of my training sessions. So it is, I just really love this image. So who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, third place.
Very nice.
Very nice. Fantastic.
We worked one whole afternoon on this image.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Photoshop skills are non-existent. Great tutelage, but I didn't clean it up as well as I should have. But it is what it is.
I think it looks great, Robert.
Yeah.
I love the out of focus background so that
Mhm,
that Janis stands right out. I love the people in the foreground.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's a crowd there. They're raising their hands, and boy, it just you know, I know that it's not real, but and I love the fact that you picked Janis Joplin to be the singer there. It makes me want to sing "Busted Flat" for a train.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea behind using this, and that's one of the things I've been trying to stress to him when you're using Photoshop. I can't get him to work in Lightroom yet, but in Photoshop is the different elements that you have to pull from. Okay, you pull this element from, you go into some picture, you go into some concert, you pull people out of the concert, you say, okay, I like this section. You cut it out, form it, put it together, and slide it in. And then we added lights to it, you know, and if it wasn't monochrome, you would put in there red and yellow, whatever, but he did all the work with the stage and the background. I think the background was really cool how it all worked together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and I think it's the little things like the fact that from where the light comes on her also reflects this the same way on the bodies that have been added. So
Mhm.
I think those are the little things that get overlooked sometimes when people do these things. I love the fact that the light is coming where it's from behind her, okay? And so you're seeing that reflected in the faces of these people that have been added. Those little details I think are important, and I really love it. I
Yes.
couldn't do this.
Yeah.
And it's some love the idiosyncrasies of people that do this kind of stuff. When you add a light into it, and you bring in the light that shines on her back, because he did have light there,
Right.
but we added more light. And you bring that light in. Well, if you bring light in on her back to bring out the highlights of her back, the first thing you're going to have to do is figure out what are you going to do with the shadows on the floor.
Right.
Okay, because you can't have light shining on her without a shadow.
All right.
So you had to add the shadows on her legs. Okay.
Yeah.
And by adjusting the different lights of the picture that was there, you take, this is all different colors, put them all together and turn it black and white. Man, it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.
Nice job.
You should have you should have entered it about a month and a half ago when we finished it. But
I know.
like I said, I consulted on most of his pictures for this one. So he'd always send them up, says, what do you think of this?
Robert, how did you get her face to look like that?
This is a figure, a 6-inch figure that is
Yeah.
very detailed. The sculpting is very detailed.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes like on this one, the hair was like just brown, and it's pre-posed like that. So you can't really, it doesn't articulate at all.
Okay. All right.
Now I went in and painted a little bit of the blouse and a little bit of the hair just to give it highlights, to make it have a little more depth to it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. So she came with that expression on her face.
Correct.
Okay.
That expression is just, it comes as is. There's no articulation. So
Right, right.
I struggle to pose her, so that was the best I could do with her pose.
And so she came with the microphone and the microphone stand too, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. It actually came with a background, but I didn't serve much of a purpose. I'll show it to you. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of there. So
Oops. Okay.
Just lost her.
Yeah, she just, it's, this is the stand it comes on.
Oh,
And it is
Yeah.
Janice. It is Janice.
okay, cool.
So, yeah, she's removable, so that's what I wound up doing.
and that's one of the things we were talking about at the last meeting was that if I found this studio place to go and it has a tabletop access, so you could set it all up to take pictures on the tabletop like what he does. He's not going to be able to bring dirt in and do his soldier things and blow it around, but he could,
Blowing stuff
do
up, yeah.
explosions and everything, but he could do that on the tabletop. So that means that's where it's a good way to demonstrate that way we don't have to go into people's garages or into their houses. To
Yeah,
see how it's
yeah.
it's already there. The lights are there and everything. So we just rearrange it. So it's kind of,
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So when can we do that, John? Like next year?
well, it's going to be next year. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, okay.
I've got to go over. In fact, I'm going over to take pictures of the kids for Christmas over there because they have a whole room set up for Christmas.
And what's the name? Is there a name of a studio, John?
SA Pro Photography Studio or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's over off of Nakoma and
West?
you know where Rudy's is on Nakoma, just off of 281.
Mhm.
If you go past Rudy's to the second light and turn left, it's back around that curve right around there. And it's the parking lot's only like big enough for 6 cars. So it's not a very big parking lot.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when are
But
we
they
gonna
have two,
blow up
they have two
stuff?
studios. They have 2 studios. So
And so what are they doing for Christmas? They're setting up,
no, they have a Christmas studio set up already.
nice.
And you
I
can go-
posted pictures on Facebook that I took over there that shows the 2 different studios, one large studio that has 2 different tabletops and then lots of lights and umbrellas and stands and reflectors. And they have all of it. I mean, and then they have a whole costume room, a whole backdrop room. You just make arrangement. It's the big room is $45 an hour during the week and $55 on the weekends. The little room is $35 and $45. So, and the little room is big enough for maybe a family. Because they got a big Santa chair that you can set up, fireplace, the whole bit. So,
For Santa, now you just need a Santa, right?
yeah, all you need is a Santa, and it ain't gonna be me because they already said you're gonna dress up as Santa. No, because my kids are afraid of Santa. They like Santa when he comes, but they don't like sitting on his lap, standing next to him, or being in the same room with him.
I can see, I
Just
can see
bring me
that.
presents and go away.
You can see why little kids are afraid of Santa. He's big
Yeah.
and red and,
Yeah.
you know.
So when are we gonna blow stuff up? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I don't know. It's up to them. You have to talk to them.
No, I'm talking about you guys, huh?
Oh, Ken had a line on another studio.
Yeah.
In another part of town that seemed a little funkier,
Yeah,
right? And a
Like,
little cheaper. Not that we really care
190.
too much
Yeah.
about that.
but
But
they
it
don't have
seemed like
lights and
it
stuff,
might
but
be
you
more
bring your own.
conducive to blowing stuff up.
Yeah,
You know, if
that's
you
what
wanted to
wanna
give a
do.
demonstration of that, Robert, I think.
I mean, they do have. I think didn't he say they had an outdoor area that they had?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we could blow
So-
stuff up there, man.
You
There
can
you
blow
go.
stuff up there. I think that would be great. I'd come for that.
Cool.
Me too.
Everybody starts saving their. I mean, I've got smoke bombs, so I got plenty of smoke bombs
Wow.
that I bought for
Thinking I'm thinking
photographic smoke
something
bombs.
Star
different colors.
Wars.
You
Yeah.
think it's Star Wars?
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, some Star Wars figures.
well, I'm
No, I
looking forward to
don't.
it.
No,
Yeah.
I know they got. If you go to this other place, they got Star Wars costumes. You
Well,
can
my
dress up
God,
like Star
the
Wars.
Comments were
Now,
just,
this little fun hobby thing with the figures gets pricey because some of these figures are like $30 a pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
Um,
I went by one of those the other day, as a matter of fact, and I was gonna go in there to look because I'm working with motorcycles and cars. And because the kids like the cars, and they all have these little model cars, and I had one a couple months ago that my grandson took a picture of his at the beach. A couple of Ferraris that I did, and I lit up the Ferraris and I turned on the lights and all that kind of stuff, and I took pictures and added some fog and all that. And in fact, it's hanging on his wall right now. I created a 16 by 20 picture of it and hang on his wall.
it's something different, you know. It's fun. I like it because I could shoot here at the house, actually outdoors, of course. Because you got the weird looks from the neighbors. I'm like, and it drew a little bit of a crowd, especially the military figures, you know, being blown up and stuff. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Well, hey, last year I set off a smoke bomb in the fire department because I've got some big smoke bombs. I mean, one of them is like this big.
And was that for some photographs too, or was it something else?
Do what?
Was that for photographs too, or was it for something
Oh
else?
yeah, I was photographing pumpkins.
Pumpkins, yeah, I remember
I
that.
throw smoke into pumpkins and I take pictures of
Small
them.
price to pay for your art.
So
No, you
anyway,
can't-
you're
you're
on,
supposed to be able to
Robert.
take
One
the
day
pumpkins out.
next winter, you can give us a test in blowing up stuff and how to photograph it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that would be we could switch back to the name education night for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
sure.
We'll have to we'll have to do a little video presentation.
Well, I like to see it in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
demonstrate.
real time. Yeah,
Yeah, real
time.
time. We'll do it in one of the studios, one or the other, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
we do. If that one that is outside that Ken found, I said that would be a great place to do.
Mhm.
It was like
we can do it
1604.
outside somebody's backyard. I mean, it's
Yeah, 1604 and
Yeah, it'd be fun to-
90,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, out that way.
somewhere down there. Yeah. So this should just be kind of cool. We also need to plan to go downtown and shoot Christmas lights. If anybody wants to do that,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do that one of these days too.
yeah.
I think that'd be
Probably
great.
probably after Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of Thanksgiving,
Oh, oh
happy
yeah.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
yeah, happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving.
everybody.
Y'all guys have a good
Everybody
holiday.
have a good turkey day.
yeah,
safe.
happy
And
Thanksgiving.
it's getting a little late. I gotta start. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin here soon.
Yeah,
Hey,
All
hey, we
right, guys.
made it to 10 o'clock again, Steve. We're doing good. Man.
We
I
did.
know.
At least it's not
Everybody-
10:30, John.
Not 10:30, I know, but I'm going to bed after because I got up at 3.
Steve's become a party animal.
I
Yeah, I
know.
know.
Y'all
All right,
keep
guys.
hustling.
Okay.
All right.
We'll
All
see
right.
you
Well,
Good night, everybody.
let's call it a night. I'll send out some minutes on the
Good night,
things we
everybody.
discussed
Okay.
earlier. And I'll send them to John and John will send them out or whatever.
Okay.
Well,
and we'll-
send them to me too. I'll put
That's
them
our
on the
assignments,
website.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, send them to Peter so you can put them on the website and I'll send them out email. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right. I'll send them to both of you.
Good
and
night.
somebody
You
send
guys
me.
will
Good
see
night,
you at the
everybody.
Christmas party.
Good night,
Good
thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Okay. Thanks,
Good night.
everybody. Take care. Good night.